Welcome! This special presentation is brought to you by the experts at My Tax Accountant, and it's all about your pension. Now, you probably think your retirement savings are ticking along just fine, right? But what if I told you that you could be missing out on thousands of pounds without even knowing it? The answer might genuinely shock you.
Okay, let's just dive right into it. Look at this number, 4,700 pounds. Now, according to government analysis, over just 5 years, that's the potential difference between the best and the worst performing workplace pensions on a simple 10,000-pound pot. That is a staggering 46% performance gap. Just think about that for a second. Imagine that difference compounded over your entire working life. We're talking about a huge impact on your actual retirement lifestyle.
And this raises a really crucial question for the millions of us who are automatically enrolled into workplace pensions. How do you know if your hard-earned money is in a scheme that's actually working as hard as you are? For a long time, it's been almost impossible to tell. So let's explore exactly why this gap exists, and more importantly, what's finally being done about it.
So what is really going on here? Why does this performance lottery even exist? Well, it pretty much boils down to a few key issues that have let underperforming pensions fly completely under the radar for way too long, affecting millions of savers who have no idea it's even happening.
The first part of this puzzle is just simple human nature, inertia. Automatic enrollment has been a huge success at getting people to save, which is great, but over 90% of us are placed in our pension scheme's default fund. We get put in, and then we rarely, if ever, look at it again. We just trust the system. But the thing is, that trust hasn't always been rewarded.
Let's think of someone like Chloe. She's a busy freelance designer based in London. She's had a few jobs over the years, which means she's got 3 different pension pots just scattered around. She's totally focused on her clients, on growing her business, not on digging through complicated annual statements trying to figure out investment returns. And she's not alone. This is the reality for millions of us. This inertia creates something economists call the principal-agent problem. See, you're the principal. It's your money, your future. But your employer is the agent who picks the scheme. The problem is, they just don't have the same direct financial stake in its long-term performance as you do. Their priority might just be a scheme that's easy and cheap to run, not one that's going to shoot the lights out on returns. And this quote, this just brilliantly illustrates the mindset. It's from a recent government survey of UK employers, and it says it all. For so many busy businesses, choosing a pension provider has just been about ticking a compliance box. They focus on low costs, simple admin, not actively hunting for the best long-term value for their staff. It's not malicious, it's just a system that wasn't really designed to prioritize performance.
But all of that is about to change. And stay with me here. This next point might actually surprise you. A whole new system is coming into force, and it's designed to completely shift the focus from just cost to genuine, long-term value for you, the saver. The solution comes from the financial regulator, the Financial Conduct Authority, or FCA. They've introduced this really powerful new set of rules called the Value for Money Framework, and believe me, it's set to be a complete game changer for the entire industry.
What this new framework does is completely redefine a simple word, value. For years in the pension world, value has pretty much just meant cheap. But this VFM framework says that's just not good enough anymore. Value is now a holistic measure, balancing not just the fees, but crucially, the investment returns and the quality of the service you actually get.
You can think of it like a 3-legged stool. For a pension to be considered good value under these new rules, it absolutely must deliver on all 3 of these pillars. First, strong investment performance. Second, reasonable and transparent costs. And third, a high-quality service that actually helps you make good decisions. If any one of those legs is weak, the whole stool just wobbles over. Okay, so how is this all going to work in practice? How does it go from being a piece of paper in a regulator's office to something that actually affects your pension pot? Well, the best way to think about it is like a new, mandatory annual MOT test for every single workplace pension scheme out there. Under the old system, trying to compare 2 different pension schemes was like trying to compare apples and oranges. Seriously. The reports were inconsistent, the data was all over the place. It was nearly impossible for an employer, let alone you, to make a meaningful comparison. The new framework changes that completely. It forces every single provider to publish the same data in the same way, making direct, like-for-like comparisons easy for the very first time. And here's a little pro tip for you. This new transparency goes even deeper. The rules are going to require schemes to be much clearer about what your money is actually invested in.
You'll get a much better picture of the allocation to things like UK companies, global stocks, and even those alternative assets like infrastructure projects or private equity, which can be massive drivers of long-term growth.
Now, this next part is absolutely crucial. This is how you'll know if your scheme passes its MOT test. Independent committees will assess every single scheme against its peers using all that new standardized data, and then they'll assign a simple, easy-to-understand traffic light rating: green, amber, or red.
And the really crucial point is that these ratings have real teeth. This isn't just a friendly suggestion. A green rating means the scheme is doing a good job and can carry on. But an amber rating, that means it's underperforming and is immediately closed to new employers until it improves. And a red rating means the scheme offers poor value and has to take serious action, which could even mean moving all its savers to a better scheme. This literally takes the poor value options right off the table.
That's not all. And here's where most people go wrong by tuning out. They think it's all just industry jargon, but it's not. Let's break down exactly what this new world of pension transparency is going to mean for your retirement savings.
The impact on you, the saver, is direct and overwhelmingly positive. Underperforming schemes will no longer have anywhere to hide. Employers will have clear information to help them choose better schemes right from the start. This will force pension providers to compete on actual results, not just on who can offer the cheapest fees. And the ultimate goal of all of this? To help you build a bigger pension pot for your retirement. We're talking about the difference between just getting by and having a retirement where you can truly thrive.
Let's go back to our freelancer, Chloe. For her, this is a total game changer. Instead of having these 3 old, forgotten pension pots, she'll be able to just go online, look up the new public ratings, and see, in an instant, if any of them are in schemes that have been rated amber or red. It gives her the power to finally take action.
And this isn't just a one-off thing. It's a new annual cycle that's baked right into the calendar. Every year, schemes record their data at the end of December. That data gets made public by the end of March. And then every autumn, by the end of October, those official VFM reports and those all-important traffic light ratings will be published for everyone to see. It's a constant cycle of accountability.
So, with all this new information and transparency on the horizon, what are the key things you need to remember? And more importantly, what should your next step be to make sure you're ready for this new era?
So, to sum it all up, the world of pensions is basically moving from opaque to transparent. Just remember, value now means so much more than just low fees. It includes performance and service. This new traffic light system is going to give you the power to see who's delivering real value, while accountability is finally built in to protect savers from those worst performing schemes.
And that leaves us with a final provocative thought. The regulator is giving us the tools, the data, the transparency. For the first time ever, you'll be able to easily check up on your pension's health. The real question is, will you use that power to take control and make sure your retirement savings are truly on the right track?
Before we finish up, it's really important to remember that the information in this presentation is for general guidance only. It is not a substitute for professional financial advice that's tailored to your personal circumstances. Tax and pension rules can and do change, so please don't rely on this information exclusively to make your financial decisions.
Navigating all these changes and making sense of what they mean for you can be pretty complex. So for professional, tailored advice on your pension or any other tax issues, we highly recommend you consult an expert. The team at My Tax Accountant are ready to help. You can reach them on 0208 570 8531, or you can email them at info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. Thanks so much for watching.